In the midst of this pandemic, the Community Foundation of Greater New Haven is stepping forward to address the impact of COVID-19 on the community and to advance racial equity. I sat down with President and CEO Will Ginsburg to find out more about this historic step.
Will Ginsburg, thanks so much for joining us.
Jocelyn, it's lovely to see you as always. Thank you.
The Community Foundation for Greater New Haven is one of the oldest, largest, and most successful community foundations in the country. Still, there are people not familiar with it. How do you impact the community, and tell us about its mission?
Well, the Community Foundation really is the embodiment of 90 years of generous people in Greater New Haven. We are the community's charitable endowment. We have assets approaching $800 million at this point. We make more than $30 million a year in grants in the charitable sector in Greater New Haven. This is the community's generosity at work, and 90 years of generosity that has built that endowment.
What did you learn during this pandemic that led the Community Foundation to take on an unprecedented initiative called Stepping Forward?
We pivoted almost immediately, and we focused almost entirely last spring on the impact that COVID was having on charitable organizations and social service organizations in our community. And the impact was enormous. And by Memorial Day last year, we had pretty much spent our resources, our grant-making resources for 2020. So we spent the summer really looking at what the impact was going to be. We saw this tremendous outburst of racial consciousness, and after George Floyd's murder in Minneapolis and other terrible incidents that everybody knows about, and we saw new energy and new ideas and new leaders emerging on racial issues in our community. So we felt that this was a moment, an extraordinary moment, both of need in our community and of opportunity to create a more equitable community.
Stepping Forward is a 3-year commitment. Will it take more than 3 years to achieve what you want to do?
Of course it will. These are big issues. For the next 3 years, we're going much deeper, and we're generating $15 million in additional spending over and above what we would normally do.
Will, what is the message you want to send to people who are watching?
Well, I think the message is stepping forward. The message is that the needs in our community are deep. COVID has had a huge impact, and the opportunity to advance racial equity is right before us. We're so fortunate in this community, Jocelyn. So much commitment, so much civic spirit. As I said, our strategic plan is opportunity and equity, and this is a moment when we can advance opportunity and advance equity and build a stronger community in Greater New Haven.
For more information about Stepping Forward and how you can help, go to cfgnh.org. For Connecticut Voice, I'm Jocelyn Mementa.